His wife made a joke about his size, and he checked out the relationship afterwards. He wants to know if he's an asshole. Oh yes, we're gonna get into it, man. Welcome to No Cap No Filter. I'm your host Molly G, back at y'all another episode of Running With You. And today we gotta run about this little clip I came across. It's this podcast, and I guess they have people calling in on the show and want some advice on what's going on in their marriage or relationship. Without further ado, let's get into it. I haven't watched this, so we're gonna react to it together.
Am I the asshole for checking out of my relationship after my wife said she wished I had a bigger dick, but we don't always get what we want? My wife, 34 female, and I, 34 male, have been married for 8 years, and we have a 5-year-old son. Over the past few months, my wife and I have occasionally been having arguments on finances. The main argument we've been having is that I want to take our family out on a vacation to a different state, but my wife wants to save up so we can travel abroad next year. Last month, my wife and I were having an argument again about this, and I was telling her a vacation would be really good for our family and our son. We talked back and forth, and I could sense my wife was getting exasperated, but I stood my ground. I told her we could take a vacation now and we could also go abroad next year. And my wife just lost her cool and said that the finances made that impractical and that she also wished I had a bigger dick, but in life, we don't always get what we want. That stung me. I am aware I have an average sized dick, but I've never had any complaints from anyone on it until now. And to hear it from my wife, it just numbed me. I then checked out of the conversation, and my wife instantly apologized after she said that. I told her it was okay, and then I went to sleep. From the next day on, however, I distanced myself from my wife and just focused on work and my son. My wife tried to initiate a conversation and apologize multiple times, but I usually just ignored her or told her to let it go. I also
Woo, man, you could do everything right when it comes to you know, how you going about your relationship. You know, they both 34 years old. They got married 8 years ago. They had a son 5 years ago. So they got married before they had kids. Did everything right. You know, got married at a pretty decent age as well. If they both 34 and they got married 8 years ago, they both married at 26. That's not a bad age to get married. But things still can happen. And the thing that happened in this relationship was finances. That's the number one reason that a lot of people get divorced, finances. And then she made a joke about, his size. One thing I could say about a joke, the truth always come out in a joke, people. You're not going to make a joke about somebody having a big head if they don't actually have a big head, you know? So the truth always come out in a joke. You can always tell how somebody feel about you when they always joke at something, they scared, or they drunk. This situation, he really got the truth. Now, when it comes to sex, it's multiple different ways to please your women without having a, gigantic, you know, private. But I will say this: if she's probably used to other bigger size privates, her coochie probably stretched out to the point where that's what she used to. So if she got to deal with this guy and he not really packing in that situation, well, that's probably, been weighing on her until she finally just let it out. And when these finances conversations hit the marriage, that's almost can be like a big turning point and almost a beginning to the end inevitably. But you got to get with you a woman that, you're not really just gotta work so hard to please her. Like, if you want to take your wife on a vacation, but you want to stay within the states or stay within a state, then she should just go ahead on and be understanding. But if it's just so much of a big deal that she gotta go abroad, especially if she gotta do it to please social media, then man, you just gotta make sure you vet the right woman. A lot of these guys they get with these women for lust reasons and they gotta overcompensate by trying to please them on some happy wife, happy life type stuff. Nah, man, get you a woman that's low maintenance. Like they say, you know, date them all and then, get with the woman who needs the least help. But yeah, man, nah, the 5-year old son, he the one who gonna suffer ultimately if they, decide to split. But shit, I don't believe in staying with nobody for the sake of the kids. You gotta choose your happiness. Now if you just, trying to end something with somebody and it's over some stupid reasons, then that's crazy. But yeah, man, the one thing about a man, you could hurt his confidence when it comes to his manhood. When you talk about his pockets, you talk about his ability to protect you, and you talk about his ability to perform in the bed or his size when it comes to the bedroom. So one thing about a woman, they could hit low. They can hit low blows when it comes to their mouth. Because physically, they can't really harm us. But mentally, they can harm us, and they can harm our pockets. But because their mouth is lethal.
Started eating out as I did not want to eat my wife's dinner. My wife initiated sex one night, and I told her to get off me. My birthday was a few days ago, and I ignored my wife when she wished me a happy birthday and when she tried to kiss me. We didn't do anything for my birthday. And when my wife gave me a gift, which was packaged with also a handwritten letter, I told her to return it. I have no idea what was the gift or what was written in the letter, and I really don't care. I am at my limit now, and I know this is not healthy or sustainable. So I have seriously started considering divorce. But I also wanted to get an opinion from the people I trusted most in the world, my two siblings. My brother thinks I should at least consider marriage counseling first before proceeding with divorce, as he doesn't think this is worth jumping straight to divorce for. My sister has the opposite opinion, and she thinks I'm still young and fit and I have a long life ahead of me, and it should be very easy for me to get someone who's much more beautiful than my wife, both on the exterior and the interior. Am I the asshole for checking out of my relationship and considering divorce?
Really, everyone sucks.
My point exactly. I would like to hear more about what they had to say. Let me see if they got any more to this. Let's see if they got like an extra part to this, because I would like to hear what they have to say about it. If any advice? Well, no advice. Okay, well, I will say this. I do think everyone is an asshole, except the brother. I do think the brother has some good advice, but other than that, I think the wife, she should have never just made the joke like that. Um, Also, she shouldn't make it just so much of a big deal to travel abroad if you know the finances not matching. Now, I wonder if they both are working, because if they both are working, they should be able to, take a trip abroad if they just living in their means and they don't just go overboard when they traveling. Because there's nothing to just go get a resort somewhere and do a few excursions and just go have some fun. But I do think the brother gave some good advice. Go ahead on and get some marriage counseling, man. I do think when it comes to divorce, you do want to please your woman in the bed, and you do want to be able to have a good bank account so when you can be able to provide and not only just take care of responsibilities but take care of leisure things. But when you got both of these problems on your hands right now, that's tough. Now I do think that you know he going about it in a very asshole way, not accepting the gift, telling her to return it. She wrote a heartfelt message probably to him trying to apologize. She trying to, initiate sex with him. The last thing you want to do is just, not have sex with her, because that's going to make her just go have sex with someone else, if she hasn't already. And, you know, not want to eat her cooking. Like he just kind of like doing the most when it comes to that. Like, at the end of the day, bro, y'all are in a marriage. Y'all gotta be able to talk and have communication. That's one of the most important things to a marriage: compromise and communication. She gonna have to compromise for his size, and he's gonna have to compromise with her. Being a bitch sometimes. And most women they're gonna have certain little bitchy moods sometimes, but you just gotta get with one that, not just gonna go too overboard. You gotta get with one that's not gonna just say the most hurtful thing while she's upset. Not do the most unloyal thing. But I definitely think that, by him being 34, I wouldn't just jump the ship so abruptly right now. I think this is something that they can get through. On the other hand, the sister advice talking about, oh, you 34, you still fit, you could get a young, beautiful, more beautiful woman than your wife. That lets me know that she probably don't even like the wife to begin with. So if she don't like the wife to begin with, it must be something more on the surface, you know. But the brother, on the other hand, he probably trying to look out for him, even though he probably don't like the wife either, because he know what comes with divorce. He probably gonna have to. He's gonna pay more than the wife gonna have to pay. Put it like that. You know. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below, man. Have you ever dealt with something like this within your relationship? Or if not, what do you think the guy should do? You think he should work things out with his wife and just, you know, stop being an asshole about it? And, yes, you were disrespected. You didn't like that. But at the end of the day, you can't just be turning down sex, turning down gifts, not want to eat the food, not want to talk, not want to communicate. You can't just go about it like that. Um, or do you think that you agree with the sister? Go ahead on and get divorced. Like the damage is done. Like it's just unbearable. It's unfixable damage at this point. Let me know down in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, what you're waiting on. Until next time, I'm out.